Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. Money men are picky. And just to be clear, this car video was inspired by that viral video done by Kevin Samuels where he's basically, some people say, going in on that average looking young lady, or going in. Some people say he's telling the truth. My only perspective on it is he was just being totally honest, and that really inspired this car video because I want to speak from the perspective of a man familiar with the type of men that these women want to go for, right? Because what I'm seeing is the negative responses to the video, like a lot of women going in on Kevin, and then some of them are saying, an average looking woman can get a guy with money, a six-figure guy and stuff, right? No, no. And, and especially the black women, some say, well, just go for a white guy. No, no. First of all, if you're talking just six figures, you're talking maybe, well, less than 10% of the American population, about 9% of the American population, this is male, female, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, even make over six figures, right? So first of all, that's a small group to begin with. That's a small, and then you start like taking out all the other races and just black men. You talking maybe 4% of black men. 4%, that's a small number. So that's an issue right there. It's like a scarcity, right? But then on the other hand, those men are picky. Those men don't just grab anyone, right? And if someone says, well, just give me a white man, they pickier. Please. White men with money are the pickiest human beings on the damn planet. That one, look, and I'm going to tell you why I say all those things. I don't just say it lightly, right? But look, they the pickiest human beings on the planet. Those women who want a six-figure man, you actually have a better shot with a brother. You have a better shot. And even then, it depends on how that brother makes his money. And I'm going to get into that too, because like if a sister wanted a brother who's making money, but he's more of a blue collar brother, they have a great chance with him. Well, a better chance if they can find one. Because you got some blue collar guys out there who make money. Maybe they have a plumbing business or a contractor or, truck drivers or something like that. But even then, they would have to look hard for them, right? Now, the thing is, at that level, most of the men who are making money are going to be professionals. Professionals, most of them going to make it. Like one of the problems, especially in the black community, is when people think about guys making money, they focus on celebrities and athletes. But those are a small percentage of the population, those are a tiny percentage. You're talking maybe a few thousand. If you just focus just in the black community, it's only a few thousand guys who are pro athletes. A few thousand, right? And then if you're talking about celebrities, that's even less. There's only a small percentage of celebrities who truly make money. Because anybody familiar with the nature of entertainment, even the ones who look like they're making money really ain't making money. You got a small percentage. For every Jay-Z, there's 1,000 guys not making money, right? I don't even feel like putting this thing on as another person. I keep seeing my buddies around here. Anyway, right? Wait a minute, let me blast this real quick. Hold on. All right. Now, if you want to be honest, most of the men, regardless of race, who making money, right, are professionals. They're professionals, right? They not they not some celebrity or somebody got a contract or even in the entertainment field. And they usually professionals, maybe doctors, lawyers. Shoot. Oh, I gotta cut this. Gotta hang now. But anyway, they're like doctors, lawyers, accountants. You know, they own firms, stuff like that. You get some engineers up there, like serious engineers. You know, depending on the situation, it could be academics. You know, stuff like that. And one of the things they'll have is degrees behind their name, but it's even deeper than that. Very often they come from a background which is more upper middle class to upper class, right? Now remember, see, one thing when we want to talk, wait a minute, hold on. When we want to talk about guys on that level, it's more than just what their dollar signs are. It's their class level. Even if they're not six figures, that class thing plays a big difference. Now, somebody would say, well, Rom, how would you know? You know, you don't look like you won that class. Well, first of all, and I've said publicly several times, as you know, the younger part of my childhood, I spent it in some poor areas. I've said that. I've been on several videos and said it. In fact, me, BGS, and Kevin Samuels, we actually talked about that on a video he had a while ago, a couple years ago. We actually talked about that because BGS can relate. He, you know, grew up, spent the early part of his childhood in a poor area, but then went to a more upper class school. And that was the same, because once I started living with my grandmother, I say from, you know, the neighborhood was more working class, but, you know, starting at the age of 14, I started in private school and I started being exposed to a different class of dude, right? The thing about them is they tend to stay, the type of women they go for, and goes across races, tend to be from the same class. Like, let me use the example of white men with those, with that thing. Even though we might see some celebrity, billionaire or something, just get some trophy or something, most of them get a certain class of woman, right? Indeed, if you look at white sororities, right? White sororities, their sole purpose is really to train a woman to be a wife. That's just training ground. They're going for the MRS degree. You know, they're going for the MRS degree and they dealing with certain types of guys. And, you know, they will look a certain way. They will look like Barbies and stuff, right? And it's really kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing with black men with money and if they had a certain class. Now, this ain't saying this is all of them because, of course, you might have somebody like me who kind of worked in there, right? But guys like me, that's less than 1% of 1% probably. I'm just being real. I ain't trying to brag or anything, but you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who really worked them way out of a poor area into like something else. And even then, only like keep a foot in that like upper class area. I kind of keep a foot in all worlds, but that's just me, right? But the thing is, you know, the whole point of everything is these guys are picky. And it's more than just how the woman looks. It's her level of class as far as behavior and even social class. You know, BGS talks about the octane model. You're not going to see really one of those guys making money at that level. Well, it's going to rarely see it, right? With like some woman from the hood or something just because she cute. It's rare. And even when you do see it, if you check that guy's background, he probably came from that environment and was used to it. He probably got imprinted by that type of woman, so used to it. And even then, the woman would still have to carry herself at a certain level, right? She had to carry herself with a certain amount of class. Because when you get at that level, that professional level where they really making money, the social circles that they're in, one of the most important things is the type of woman that they're with. And it got to be more than cute. That woman got to be social. That woman got to be the type who's going to represent him. Now, if she's some trashy woman or she coming in there with some fake eyelashes and weave and some tattoos, well, shit, though, I don't care what race it is. That man gonna get judged. he gonna get judged. So the woman got to be at a certain level. She got to carry herself a certain way, right? So when the guys get at that level, most of them are going to get, a woman at a certain class level, right? And like I said, from my background, I mean, I've been in that crew. I mean, shit, I got a picture of, a couple pictures on my IG of me dealing with a woman on that level or being around that group. It was at a girlfriend's event, right? It was at a girlfriend's event, right? And I'll share a link to the girlfriends. And that's pretty much, if you're familiar with it, that's on that level, that upper black middle class level. That's pretty much, if a woman wants a guy with money, that's pretty much where she needs to be. That's pretty much where she needs to be. And it's not even so much about her money, but the level of class, how she carry herself and everything, right? Even how she speaks. Real talk, seriously. Even how she speaks. Because the guy is looking at that level. The guy ain't just moved by, she got a fat ass and shit. Seriously. He ain't moved by that. Now, she do got to be in shape. And interestingly, and I'll share a pic, just one pic of me. You had me and this attorney around my age and stuff at this event. I'll share it from my IG. Right? And if you expand the pic and look at the guys in the background, they got all suits. But I didn't really take pictures of the women there. But all of them had they were in a certain amount of shape, right? And you did have a few there who could probably make a run at being a model or something. But for the most part, they had a certain look to them. I ain't see any weaves, and I ain't see any what do you call those things? Eyelashes. Definitely didn't see no damn tats. And all of them were in shape. But that's the type, if you want to deal with that type, that's where you got to be. And you got a lot of women, they want a guy at that type, because when they're talking professionals and they're talking six figures, well, they ain't even saying professionals, but when they're talking six figures, it really is kind of funny. They don't want to deal with maybe some blue collar guy who probably actually has six figures. And that's understandable. Okay, fine, you want that, but is that guy going to deal with you? He's not. And even myself, even though I said, I could step in different worlds, the women I've tended to have the longest, steadiest relationships with, including my co-parents, were AKAs. And anybody in the black community, if I got to explain who the AKAs are, you ain't there. And you know how they look. And you know how they carry themselves, at least publicly. So these guys, they're going to go for a certain type of woman. A lot of women just ain't going to make it. And I ain't saying that to be mean. I'm saying that to be realistic. Right? I'm saying that to be realistic. It would be better for a woman if she wants a man, especially some sisters. Hey, you meet that guy, he kind of cool. He might be blue collar. But shit, go for it. He might make more money. But don't think, and I'm just being real, the guys at that other level, they're picky. I'm gonna put it like this. Like I said, I've been in both worlds, so I could deal short term at least with a woman who quite doesn't fit into that milieu. I could actually deal with them, but there's been a couple times, I've been at some events or some social circle where, some other men on that level were there. Rom got clowned. They were like, what you doing with her? That's how they said it too. And that's how they roll. See, here's one thing, and this is specifically with black men with money. A lot of people, like I said earlier, they think when they think black man with money, they thinking rapper, entertainer, athlete. But most of them are like professionals. Right? When they gonna be they picky. And somebody even builds up there, they're gonna be generally picky. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And a lot of women think they're going to get them. Trust me, they're going to, like the guy. You remember I was talking yesterday about how guys or a man like a true player. This is just a true player, but a regular guy who ain't on that player thing, they looking at this stuff. When they looking at a woman, she don't have to, like I said, she don't have to look like supermodel of the world, to be honest. But they gonna look at her hair. And then be like, check, oh shit, saw a tattoo off of it. Seriously. Indeed, I knew one woman who kind of built up. She's kind of what BGS would call a 92 climber. She's actually making an effort, conscious effort to like remove the tattoos off of her because she realized what she had to do. Like she put money into like getting the tattoos off of her. Cause look at that level. These guys, these ain't jokes. These ain't some guys who just gonna get some woman who just gonna be twerking. They looking at a lot of things because it affects even how they make their money. And like I said, if they go to a social event with a certain woman, they being judged. Like I mentioned that pic I shared, that was at a girlfriend's event. Like these are bougie women. These are bougie women. And the guys there, I'm having conversations with millionaires, millionaire dentists and stuff, and a woman coming in there looking a certain way, she'd have got, oh shit. The dude would have just looked at her. And even how I looked, y'all notice, I don't let my shit grow out and shit, but you notice I'm clean shaven in the picture. Got my suit on, clean shaven. But that's that world. That's that world. And that's just how it's gonna be. Because a man, he got to think about it now. The best, I'm gonna be real, best a man might dip is if, the best a man might dip is if he just wants sex. He might deal with anybody for sex for whatever reason. Rest assured, y'all probably ain't gonna be seen in public together. I'm just gonna be real with you. And, and let me just be clear. I ain't trying to go in on anybody in this, but, at some point, we gotta have like a realistic discussion. People have to look at stuff realistically. And this is men and women, but especially women. Too many women, regardless of race, are on some Cinderella fantasy shit, looking for that Prince Charming. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen for the majority, And even some of these women who try to, they try to do that acculturated prostitution or try to be that trophy wife, even they got a shelf life. They better make that move before they hit 25. Seriously, if they gonna play that game, because there's some guys on some levels who they'll play that game for a little bit, but if the overwhelming majority of those men are building some real stuff. They got real businesses. They got real professions. They really doing their thing. So they don't have time for like any foolishness. And they don't have time for some woman that they can't take out with them to a professional affair or a money affair. And like I said, I know what's up. I know how they roll. In the area I live in, you have that regardless of race. When I was just coming from the gym, people don't realize how many, like I was parked when I came in this morning, I'm parked next to a Porsche, but I'm sandwiched between a Porsche and a Corvette. You be seeing Maseratis. Like I've seen more Porsches and stuff like that in my gym parking lot. And look where I always go every day, the Sprouts. That's not like something you're gonna see in the hood or something, And just for anybody who questions my environment and what I would know, I'm gonna put some information about my zip code 21015. And I know about this stuff. Like I said, I've discussed my educational background. Private high school, a college, and a postgraduate school degrees. So I know this world, and I'm just being real with it. Like I said, I'm just putting the reality out there, And if a woman really wants if she really wants that level, okay, fine. You might first of all, you might have to change your life. You got a bunch of tattoos. You might have to invest in some tattoo removal. You need to have your hair as natural as possible. You can't look like you just on the streets, and you can't even talk like it, right? Now I know y'all be seeing me on here cursing and stuff, but hey, like I said, I can go between worlds. But I'm just saying, but then when I usually chill out with a woman, she's usually on that higher level. And see, this the thing. Women gotta understand something. When that guy's on that level, he ain't gonna just take whatever. Your money ain't gonna impress him. Even if you're a professional, he'll respect it, but that's not gonna impress him. And like he could deal. I mean, be honest, they could deal with an average looking woman. To be honest, they really could. But she better have some other stuff, and she better have a level of class and everything. And even then, a lot of times they're not as average looking. I'd say maybe more above average because they'll keep themselves in better shape. If you want to deal on that level. So, I just wanted to share that. And especially coming from a black man's perspective who dealt with that world. Because, like I said, it's invisible to a lot of people. Everybody thinking, oh, rapper or athlete. Oh, this is what they doing. It's like, no, you got plenty of brothers. Like on my IG, somebody shared a picture of some brothers graduating from Harvard Law School. There's plenty of them. You got plenty of dudes who are attorneys, plenty of dudes who are executives, stuff like that. And now I'm saying plenty, but compared to the rest of the population, it's still small. But of course, plenty of women want that type of dude. But they gotta be realistic about the ability to actually get that dude. And let me say this for Kevin: a lot of people got want to get at him and everything, but Kevin is Kappa Alpha Psi, so he's familiar with it. He's giving people a real glimpse into how these guys actually thinking. You gotta give him that, regardless how you feel about him. He's been in that world. He's in that world. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because look, and here's my thing, because I know some women might see this and get an attitude, but the fellas who watch it, what do I tell y'all constantly? I say be realistic. Be realistic. What I say constantly. In fact, you know what? I don't talk too much. For the men, how often do I say, oh yeah, go get that dime, go get that dime? I'll talk about dimes and stuff, but what I say, get a quality woman. And I say sometimes a quality woman might be that 7 or something, right? Well, if I'm going to tell the men that, the women definitely got to know that. All right? The women got to know that. And let's be real, on my women's channel, anybody who follow me on there they can testify. I've had several videos on there where I've told women just the same thing. I say, be realistic. You want that guy, hey, this is what you got to do. So, but one thing I give the women on my women's channel, most of them just want a solid dude. They're realistic. They are realistic. I give them that. They just want the dude, don't have to be like this rich guy or something like that, but he do got to be solid. But of course, what I always tell them, and I always tell men, a man should be solid. A man should be solid anyway, but that's another conversation. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.